Alright, so this is my video about how I made my own fencing rapiers using regular fencing épée blades. If you're anything like me, you are very interested in Italian rapier. I have also done regular sports fencing for about 7 years, but I was looking for something more challenging, more interesting, so I was looking to pick up Italian rapier and also start combining it with the buckler or the parrying dagger. But as soon as you want to start rapier fencing, you run into this problem, which is you're going to need a rapier. Not every club has rapiers for training use, and at some point you're definitely also going to need your own rapier. Thing is, you have either one of two choices. You can pick a nylon rapier, but it's just not going to match the way you fence with steel, or you buy a actual HEMA rapier, but these are prohibitively expensive. So I was really struggling with picking up rapier because I didn't have a rapier, and there were also these people, they wanted to fence with me, but they also didn't have rapiers. So at some point I thought of the solution, which was, why don't I just get a rapier using a regular sports épée blade, because it will be suited to regular training exercises quite well, I think. So I devised a plan to make a pair of these rapiers. So this is one, I put the other one right here, but I took it apart to show the different parts, so I'll be showing that soon. And as you see, this is a lot different than your regular sports épée because it has the cup hilt, it has the parrying handle, which also allows you to grip it like an actual rapier instead of having just a regular French grip or pistol grip as you have in the sports épée. So that this is of course nothing like a rapier, and it's also many times lighter than an actual rapier would be. So this would be closer to the actual weight of a rapier than a regular sports épée, because these are made with aluminum and are made to be very light as well. So making these, you're going to need a few things. You don't really have to have a lot of experience metalworking. You're on the flyby. But you do need to know someone who can weld, because it has 3 welds which need to be done. These aren't optional. So what I did is I found someone who could help me weld, namely my dad, and I used this half sphere. I bought this as a welding part, so they use these to weld pipe shut, but this is very thick. It's 2 millimeters mild steel, so it's pretty indestructible, but it's also going to be rather heavy. I'll also be placing a link down below for a lighter half sphere of the same diameter, because this is 120 millimeters, and this actually fits my hand quite nicely. I've got pretty big hands, so this probably should work for most of you. And the material I used for the parrying handle is just 6 millimeter steel rod. I just got this at a hardware store. So the things you're going to have to do is you will have to drill a hole in the top of your half sphere. You're going to probably need a drill press for this. I use a drill press for this. It works very well. The steel isn't very hard, so it's not that hard to drill into it. And you're also going to need to make the parrying handle, and this is consisting 2 parts. So I have the knuckle guard over here, which is just the same metal rod, and it's bent. You can bend this by hand, by the way. It's not that tough, but it'll stand up to a lot of punishment during fencing exercises. And this is where I actually ran into a little problem, because I had to draw out the metal to make it flat so I could drill in here. but this didn't leave a lot of material on either side of the drilling hole, so this bit doesn't have a lot of strength, and I'll be getting back to that in a moment. What you're also going to have to make yourself is a nice handle. It has to be of a rigid material though. You can just wire wrap it, because then the blade won't stay in place, because this is all fixed by a screw-on pommel. So this will actually keep the blade attached to your hilt. What's also very important is that you file a little slot in here, because without the slot, the handle is going to be turning in your hand during fencing, and it will also get the pommel to turn as well, so it will come unscrewed while fencing, and that's not very ideal, so be mindful of that. You should also consider rounding this bit quite well, because it'll actually, if you don't do that, it can really start forming calluses on your middle finger. So this has been a problem. I still haven't properly rounded this off yet, so I'll still be doing that. And as soon as you've got the ball welded to the parrying handle, you're pretty much set to go, except you're going to have to cut this. This will be a round hole. You'll have to make this square to the diameter of the fencing blade, so it'll stay in place. Otherwise, you run the risk of it turning during fencing if you make just a larger round hole, so you don't want to do that. I found that very small files are very useful for doing this, although you can also use a Dremel, but I found the Dremels, they don't work as well as the files, because they you run the risk of removing too much material, and you can't really make these very nice angular cuts, so it's going to be a bit more rounded off, which is not ideal. So I'd advise you using a file for this. And as soon as you've got that done, you can start assembling the épée. Although something I did come across while making these is that when placing the épée blade, placing the handle, because I had removed so much material at this piece of the parrying handle, screwing the pommel completely on would actually press on the part of the parrying handle and would push it down into the cup hilt. So I devised a way to prevent that from happening. Let's get this unscrewed again, which is just a little piece of metal tube. Slide it on here, and it creates it makes sure that if you thread on the pommel, your handlebar won't be pushed into the hilt as far, because this actually stops that from happening. So this makes sure you can really screw the pommel on quite firmly, which is important. Because you don't want it getting unscrewed during fencing. And it also makes it so that when you grip your finger around the tang of the blade, you won't be feeling the ridges. So it also adds some comfort. Although you should probably be using gloves when you're fencing anyway, so this your average set of Rapier gloves will also make this a lot more comfortable. And so that's pretty much all there is to it when it comes to making your own fencing rapiers. It's not that hard. I made a pair so I could actually get some buddies to fence with me, because a lot of people, they're interested in fencing rapier, but they might not have a rapier, so you can just toss them on and they can't refuse. And thank you for watching. And if you're interested, I'll probably be making my next video about a lesser known conflict in history. I might even make more videos about lesser known conflicts throughout history. These are these very small scale conflicts which are pretty much forgotten to time, but are still very interesting to take a look at. So if that's anything you're interested in, then subscribe, I'd say.